What's up, everybody? It's Ian Money. Uh, I was working on my little perpetual energy invention, and while I was doing that this morning, I was thinking, um, what would it be like if one day we as a society decided, you know what, I'm going to go to work, but I don't want your paychecks anymore. What would happen? People be like, what? What do you mean you don't want a paycheck? What do you mean? Well, why would I want to do that without a paycheck? Well, because they wouldn't fire you for one. Uh, Two, um, you would want to keep everything together because with not collecting a paycheck for the work you do would mean that the landlords might not be able to collect a check from you either. They wouldn't be able to charge you. So what does that mean? That means, so what I'm proposing here is that we 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 go cashless altogether, no money. Maybe people will start thinking about things a little differently. You know, it would be, you know, a lot easier on people. Less people will be homeless. I mean, yeah, there's going to be changes involved, and yeah, there's some concepts that would be hard to wrap around your mind, especially if you were one of those that had more than someone else. You know, um, you would your resource distribution could almost stay the same. It's just we would have to willingly go to work, knowing that we everyone else was willing to go to work as well. Meaning that I could go to the gas station and still get gas. I just don't have to pay for it. We still go to mine that gas. We just don't charge for our service to work there and get it. Or keep the district, the all the chains going the same. You go to the grocery store, you say, okay, I got a family of five. You go and you get your needs that you need, what you need, hair, gel, toothbrush, whatever you need. But you don't be a hoarder about it. You get what you want, get what you need. Fashion, same way. I mean, people are still gonna go to work because let's face it. We don't stay at our jobs every day for 20 years solely because of a paycheck. Some people do, but a lot of us actually like our trades. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing them for so long, unless, of course, we didn't have the education. But don't you think that society would be a lot better if people didn't have the pressures and the pressures of money pounding on their backs? Don't you think that there'd be a lot less abusive abuse going on with family in between families because of social stresses? Like, I know for me it was highly there was nothing more that motivated me less to want to go to work, knowing that the efforts I put forward and the dollar amount I got out couldn't afford me the basic needs and wants that I wanted, that quote unquote the American dream was all about. I personally, I said, what's the point? And yeah, some would say that's a bad decision, and some would say, good for you, but yeah, you know, we're not set up that way yet. So you can't just say screw it, and not go to work because you're mad. Because you're mad at the way things are set up. That you're mad at what we've made our society into. God didn't say uh, I'm going to charge you 50 cents or $1 for that apple. He just didn't. He said, be fruitful and multiply. Enjoy the earth. He didn't say, have kids, start businesses, and charge people for everything. No. The guy who built the first structures, like wood houses and lumberjacks and all that, people who live in the forest, they built houses because they needed them. You know what I mean? We need them. And then that guy, he was good at it, so he helped his neighbor do it. Why can't we go back to where our thinking is a little simpler, a little bit more resource-based? Like, we could keep a lot of the structures the same if we could only change our perception on what value is. Money basically throws a wrench in it. Because, let's face it, our dollar, $1 is like 20 to 1 or 10 to 1 or 15 to 1 or whatever it is. $10 2 years ago is not the same as it was, now. I mean, I remember back in the 90s, you could get lunch for $5. You could get a pack of smoke for less than $5. You could get, everything was $5, $5. Now everything's $25, $25. And they're not paying anymore. And let's get to that. What's the difference? What's the value? Okay, so one guy creates a financial system, right? Of money. He's an accountant, and he does all this stuff with numbers because he's good at numbers. Well, why don't you take the dollar bills out of it and get good with numbers and create something that will help us travel intergalactically if we're going to keep using the same structures we have, like, for instance, nuclear energy that only produces 11% of the whole global energy. Like, that's ridiculous. We dig all these holes, we mine all this uranium, and we rape the earth of her resources just for 11%? We can't even travel to outer space without raping the earth for fuel. And then we wonder why our planet is fighting back. We got global warming. We have all this crisis because what? Because of the almighty dollar? Yeah, I believe so. So I'm not saying go to a digital dollar. That's the worst thing we could do. Because what does that do? That creates more division. Who's gonna control that money? Who's gonna divide that up? Who's gonna do that? Oh, we could be our own bank. Yeah, whatever. It hasn't worked before, and it's not gonna work again. Let's do the same thing over and over and expect a different result, right? I don't see that happening. So why is it so hard to conceive that we as a society can't be mature enough to look at this in a logical way? Like, I've been working on an invention myself that would solve transportation issues. No batteries, no fuel, no solar, none of that. Pretty much got it down. I even have a way to go to space with none of that stuff. So, let's just start thinking a little bit more logically. Let's start thinking outside of the box. Let's not be so structured with our money systems, and let people who and stop letting just a few guys that are scared to let go of control everyone else. There's so many talented people we have in our country. Why can't we solve these issues? We don't have to go back to the Neanderthal days. We don't have to go back to horse and buggy. We could still have electricity. We could still get running water. I mean, let's face it, dude. The Egyptians were so much more technologically advanced than us, and it's not. We're not doing anything any better. I mean, granted, we use a power tool to cut someone's arm off instead of a hacksaw. Yeah, okay, but we're still basically doing the things the same. The only thing we're learning is how powerful our minds are, and what they can do, and how the frequencies of the global consciousness actually send information through the air, and how we can connect with each other with our mental capacities. Like, this shouldn't be a very hard thing to solve. The only thing that's hard is us. We make it hard. We're making it harder than it has to be. And for what? For $1? For a couple dollars? Because so-and-so has more, so I want more? Like, dude, I can only eat so much food in a sitting. I can only wear one set of clothes at a time. One person may have a larger family, one person may have a smaller family. Who cares? It all balances out in the end. I mean, really, I don't think it would be such a hard concept. We could still have our, jobs and daily activities, and people building buildings, and people, donating and making sure that these our communities are working together on a global basis, and we could work with what's wrong with a Russian? What's wrong with a Chinaman? What's wrong with an Egyptian? What's wrong with a Jew? What's wrong with anybody? Nothing. It's just what we've been raised to believe. Our concepts, our perception of reality, our perceptions of how life is structured. Why is it that we have all these third world countries? Why do we even call them third world countries? They were born and raised there. They don't know anything else. So they have more sand than I have, and I have more water. So what? It's not really hard. I mean, if you need that and I need this, come on. Do I really have to charge you for that? I mean, if these global leaders, quote unquote, right? I'm not dogging on you. I'm just saying, if you guys are so smart and such righteous rulers, why is this such a hard concept? Why are we fighting over nothing, really? Like I said, God didn't charge for the apple. And the guy who created the wheel didn't charge for it either. So, it's not that hard. Come on, peoples, let's get it together. I know we can. It's not that hard. And I'm even willing to give my invention up for the global good. If I could really think that they wouldn't monopolize it, just like they do everything else, all based around the dollar, petrodollar. Like, really? I don't see it's very hard. I love you guys. I love everyone. I love everybody. Even if they hate me. I think we could do this. I think we could wrap our minds around it. I think socially people will be empowered to do more fruitful things with their time. They could spend more time on their health. They could spend more time on studies and learning and creating and loving each other, rather than to have to worry about the pressures of money and what all the crap that brings. We can do this. We can do this. I really believe that we can do this. It's just, it's going to take effort. And we're going to have to not be so selfish. We're going to have to not, we're going to have to look for the best in each other. Lift each other up. Love each other, nurture each other, share with one another. Solve the issues of this planet. And it's not one world government, it's one world as one. The problem is when we divide each other, this group against this group, right? That's when it's an issue. If all the major leaders got together with all the money and all the banks and they told everyone else what to do, how many people is that? I don't know. Let's just take a guess. Maybe 1 million people. How many people were on the planet? So you world leaders want to decide what's best for everyone else, all wrapped around $1, a dollar? Why? The world could be such a better place. We could all work together and time travel through the cosmos, find new worlds, spend our efforts on that, not our dollars on that. Spend our time due to our passions and our gifts rather than on currency or on because all it does is hold you down. It creates a pressure that is unnecessary. I'm starting to get excited, so I'm gonna stop right now because I really would like. Just think about it, and I've even got some concepts that I'll be posting shortly hereafter. What the benefits would be of this. I urge you to start thinking about this, because sooner or later we're going to have to work together, whether it's on global warming, whether it's on this, whether it's on that. So why don't we take some of the pressures off of it and start diverting to a more dynamic, healthy, realized reality society that's based on the resources that our God gave us, that our creators gave us. This planet is not just a rock that busted up. It was created. We're intelligent. Come on. Let's do this. Let's really think about this. Thank you guys. Thanks for hearing me out.